Hello everyone, welcome to the Narcissism Decoder. I'm Dr. Anthony Mazzella. On this channel, we go beyond labels and symptoms to explore the inner, often unconscious, emotional world behind narcissistic and related personality patterns. In these short clips from the full podcast, you'll get a clear, compassionate, psychodynamic insight into behavior. Here's a short clip from the podcast that highlights what this looks like in real life. In today's video, I want to talk to you about secrets, why we keep them, what they do to you and your relationships, and what they reveal about the hidden parts of yourself. Before we get into what secrets are, I want to share why I'm bringing this up. In my work with patients, I noticed that secrecy isn't just about manipulation, power, control, or hiding facts and experiences. They often reflect something deeper about how we organize our inner world and relate to others. When it comes to narcissism, secrets become a lens into the ways that you or someone you may know manage shame, fear, and the parts of yourself that you feel that you can't show. On a more disturbing level, secrets also become a way you enter into your own private psychic retreat, free of everyday painful feelings that come along with living in reality. If that sounds confusing, don't worry. I'll get into that in more detail in this and in subsequent videos. But let's start in general. What are secrets? Every one of us has them. Thoughts, experiences, impulses, and the memories we choose not to share. At the most basic level, a secret is simply hidden knowledge, something we deliberately set apart from others. In the context of narcissism, secrecy often becomes more than just a personal boundary. It is woven into the structure of the self. Many individuals with narcissistic organization live in a false self position, constantly managing impressions, pleasing others, and hiding what they consider to be unacceptable parts of themselves. I want to make it clear that secrets exist along a wide spectrum. On one end are ordinary omissions. Those are things that are made to please a loved one or an authority figure, such as holding back an angry or dissenting opinion. On the other end are secrets that become far more consuming and split off large parts of your identity and life. These may be organized around concealed compulsive behaviors like gambling, substance abuse, shopping, or sexual acting out, just to name a few. In the more ordinary secrets that are far more common than living the double life, the hidden parts of the self carry the weight of what? Fear of exposure, rejection, and the collapse of the carefully maintained false self. That's compared to the true self. These are a few concepts developed by a renowned psychoanalyst, Donald Winnicott. He spoke about a true and a false self. But in the false self, this is a way that secrets are not just withheld. They're at the core of the internal experience of living with a fragmented, split, narcissistic self. Something I'm going to say more about again later in this video, because right now, you may be wondering, why do we keep secrets in ordinary life? There are countless reasons we keep secrets, some small, some enormous. Again, on one end of that continuum, maybe it's hiding private romantic feelings. Or on the more severe end of the continuum, it could be something riskier and far more serious, an affair, a hidden addiction, or even a double life, which is especially common in individuals with narcissistic tendencies. Some secrets protect us from shame, embarrassment, or judgment. Others shield us from the loss of status or the magical world we've created when we're in that secret and that we've come to rely on. And by the way, I say magical because this is a world that you may feel protected, controlled, or idealized in your own mind. Again, think about the guy who's going to strip clubs, drinking, or hiring prostitutes. This is the magical world which gives him a sense of safety and mastery that he knows would vanish if he were ever exposed. Even when secrets aren't at the extreme end of the double life or the hidden addictions, they can still quietly shape our lives. The small things we hide, the things we fear would change how others see us, or even how we see ourselves. Imagine a man in his mid-30s, engaged, wedding date is set, life is moving forward. On the surface, everything looks stable. He's successful. He's reliable. He's what we would call a good partner. But he's been carrying a secret since his late teens. He was arrested. Maybe it was something impulsive, humiliating, or reckless. He served whatever consequences that were there. But then he got older. He got his life together. He made a private agreement with himself, though, right? What he said to himself was the misdeed, whatever the misdeed was, and here you could fill in the blank, something that you may be carrying around from an earlier age. But in this case, the misdeed, the arrest, this part of me will never see the light of day again. He never told his friends, his parents, his partners, and he definitely didn't tell his fiancée. Now, years later, the secret continues to haunt him as it returns in different ways. Can you imagine filling out a professional license application, doing a background check for a business partnership, or even signing up for something as routine as global entry or TSA pre-check? Again, here you could fill in the blank. But the point is, suddenly, a part of your past that you thought was long gone, it comes back, right? It comes back to block you and moving forward, maybe in your relationship with a significant other, maybe in life. And that's exactly what happens to him. Suddenly, when he's denied, he goes into a complete collapse, is overwhelmed with anxiety and panic. But it's not about the failed background check. The truth is, he has sealed away the one thing he buried under years of productivity, self-discipline, or a carefully curated image of himself as clean, perfect, or pure is now standing in the room with him and the woman he plans to marry, to whom now he has to explain to her this failed background check. From the outside, this looks like a moral problem. He lied, or he had been dishonest, but psychodynamically, the story is much deeper. There's still so much more to explore about this topic and related dynamics. If you're finding this discussion helpful and you want to learn more about the various facets of narcissism and related personality organizations, please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next video clip. If you want to do an even deeper dive, check out my podcast. I go into far more detail there. Okay, until next time, take care of yourself. Bye for now.